Now joining us by phone is Christian Frank, author of the first in a teen fiction series called John Paul II High. The title of the book is Catholic Reluctantly. Christian, how you doing?
I'm doing great, guys.
Hey, thanks so much for joining us. Where are you calling us from?
From Philadelphia, where I live and work.
Well, we love Philadelphia. Hey, tell us a little bit about yourself and about the JP2 series.
Okay, well, where I start? First of all, my name isn't really Christian Frank. His name's John Doe. But the thing is that the Catholic Reluctantly, the John Paul II High series is a book series designed for teenagers from a Catholic perspective. It tells a story about a small Catholic school starting up called John Paul II High, and kind of the adventures that the kids have in these schools. And it's written by a team of writers, of which I am one. There are 2 books out now, and I've written the first one, and the second one has also come out as well. It was written by somebody else. We use the moniker Christian Frank as the author, but basically the books are written by different people as they go on for a number of different reasons. And so far, they've gotten great reviews. Everyone's loved them, and it's been a great joy working on them. Yeah, I would definitely ask anyone to try it, look at our website, try it, look at the first chapter of each book there so you can read it and see if you like it. And so far, the feedback has been tremendous.
Talk about, if you can, about the first book, Catholic Reluctantly. What's that all about?
Well, the first book starts with, from the perspective of a young lady called Allie Weaver. She is a student at a public high school. She's only, she's just like moderately Catholic. She's basically has not practiced her faith. Her parents she was baptized, which is something that a lot of teenagers can relate to. And something bad happens to her at the public school, and her parents pull her out, and they want to put her into a safe environment, so they take her to this small Catholic school, which is full of a bunch of different students. There are students from all different walks of life as far as Catholicism goes. In other words, there's traditionalists there, there's charismatic Catholics there, there's people like her who just, don't know anything about this Catholic stuff. And she has to learn, basically, the story is all about her finding Christ through talking to the different people, and also by relating to the different people in the church. It's sort of a metaphor in some ways for how we as Catholics have to act in relating to each other. There's lots of different people in the Catholic Church, and we have to deal with all of them. And basically, the school is a metaphor for the church. And the first book just introduces us as characters and tells us how Allie comes to know Christ through the church in the school.
Why is it so important at this point to have a Catholic teen series? Why is it needed?
Well, if you go to Barnes & Noble, if you go to any bookstore, you'll see a whole rack of books designed for teenagers, novels. And, simplified languages in some ways, and, dealing with the issues they care about. The problem is that most of them are really terrible as far as morals go. Very well written. There's obviously some good books out there. I'm not saying that all the books are bad, but the majority of them, like a lot of them, are really bad. And basically what we want to do, we want to give teenagers who are Catholic an alternative. Not just like a Catholic book that tells them to be good Catholics. That's all great, but we want to give them a good story, something that would grip them, something with characters that they can relate to, just like the other books, only written from a Catholic perspective, something that they can relate to in that way. We think that's the John Paul II High series gives Catholic teenagers a story that they can really relate to even more, because it deals with their faith and how they, live out their faith in the world.
Can you talk about the group and how this Christian Frank came about, and some of the people that are writing with you?
Certainly. The whole John Paul II project was started by my sister, Regina Doman, who is an author of the Angel in the Waters book and fairy tale novels books. And she had the idea about 4 years ago to do this, to have to set up a team of young writers, or not necessarily young, but whatever, like just Catholic writers, and see if we could do the same thing that these other producers of the teenage novels do. This is kind of the industry standard for most teen novels, where they have a group of people who write the novels, and they all publish them under a moniker. For example, the Nancy Drew novels were written under the moniker Carol and Keene, who never really existed. Nancy Drew novels were written by a number of different writers, and they put the name Carolyn Keene on the title. The same idea is in here. So I wrote the first book, and two other writers wrote the second book, which is out now, and I'm working on the third book now, and then the fourth book's going to be written by somebody else.
And
Go ahead.
where can people find out more about the book?
They can find out more about the book by going to our website. It's johnpaul2high.com. That's 2, number 2, not Roman numeral 2, johnpaul2high.com, or go to www.catholicteennovels.com. There they can find not only the basic outline of the books, but they can find the first chapter of each book. So they can, if they're interested, they can just read it and they'll get hooked, and they'll want to read the rest of it, and we can just go and order it from there, right there. There's also a blog there and other things that they can do.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today, and keep up the great work. It's always great to be reaching out to young adults, teenagers, and I think they need this resource, so keep it up.
Thank you very much. I think so, too.
Great. Have a nice day.
Thank you.